And welcome back. 5:13 is the time. New details this morning out of San Francisco, where police there are asking for your help now. Take a look at this. These pictures of fire damage, the car fires that have been sparking all over the city in the last week or so. At this point, police are trying to solve these arsons. At least 14 cars have been damaged, 12 separate incidences, all since last Thursday. No arrests have been made just yet in connection with any of this, but police say that some of the fires were set in the same way. Newspapers were lit and placed under the wheel wells of cars. Now, most of the fires were lit from the outside of the cars. Some of the vehicles have been completely destroyed, as you can see here in this video. The arsons have been confined to, or not, I should say, have not been confined to just one part of the city. In fact, they've been all over the place, and we'll be showing you maps throughout the day showing you where they've been stretching all the way from North Beach all the way to Ocean Beach. No rhyme, no reason, it seems. All right, also this morning in news around the Bay, at 2 this afternoon, your black Muslim bakery leader Yusuf Bey IV and Antoine McKee will be arraigned on 3 counts of murder each for the deaths of Oakland journalist Chauncey Bailey and 2 other men back in the summer of 2007. There also will be a hearing on motions to lift the gag order in the case and to release the grand jury transcript in the case to the press and the public. We'll let you know if we get our hands on any of that. Meanwhile, BART directors will hold a board meeting tonight to discuss a draft proposal to create an independent citizen oversight of BART police. Directors want citizen oversight of the police force in the wake, obviously, of that fatal New Year's Day shooting. The proposal calls for each of the 9 BART board members to name one person to the citizen board and have them report directly back to them, and have the power to investigate complaints against officers and to recommend discipline against officers that should be indicted. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a resolution that will allow for the operation of a helipad at the new UCSF Medical Center at Mission Bay. The helipad is scheduled to open in 2012 and will be used to bring critically ill newborns, children, and pregnant women to UCSF Medical from other hospitals that do not have the same level of specialized resources. All right, at 1/4 the hour, let's get back over to the weather department. Say good morning once again to Evelyn Taft and find out how mild today will be. Good morning, Ev.
Good morning, James. Definitely, indeed, we are looking at a pretty mild day in store. In fact, it should be this time of year in the way of temperatures. 5:18 is the time right now. Let's get a check on traffic with George.
Let's head out to Interstate 580 for a look at the ride here westbound as we track the commute leading from toward downtown Oakland. James.
All right, George, thank you very much. Time now 5:18. Some other stories making headlines this morning to tell you about. San Diego County health officials are reporting 4 more deaths associated with swine flu. Officials said yesterday that the latest victims were all women between the ages of 30 and 53. Now, they all did have underlying medical conditions, we should note. One of the women was visiting the area when she got sick. San Diego County now has had 735 confirmed cases and now 13 deaths associated with swine flu. Meanwhile, a panel of federal health officials is making plans now to make sure that there is enough swine flu vaccine to protect those with high-risk medical conditions. The experts are recommending that pregnant women, healthcare workers, and children 6 months and older should be the first to get the shots. The vaccine is expected to be available sometime in October. And also in the news this morning, the funeral for this man. You see his photo? U.S. Forest Service firefighter Thomas Marovich Jr. His funeral will be held today. Marovich, who's from Hayward, died after falling from a helicopter during a training exercise in Modoc National Forest back on July 21st. The service for him will be held at 10:30 this morning at St. Clement's Church in Hayward. After the funeral, a walking procession will take place along Mission Boulevard from the church to the cemetery. All right, 5:20 is the time. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back there with more in just a moment, so stay with us. Let's go outside, give you a live look. This time from the San Mateo Bridge, Highway 92 across the bay. Traffic moving just fine. Those taillights headed in the westbound direction towards Foster City. And as you can see, not a lot of brake lights going on. You're moving at the limit. We'll be right back. And welcome back. 5:23 is the time. A quick sneak peek look at your 7-day forecast here. You know, it's going to be another mild day today, obviously giving relief to folks inland. If you're closer to the bay or the coast, it's going to be a downright cold day for you this morning. You can see mid-80s inland, 69 along the bay, low 60s along the coast, and we kind of keep that pattern. In fact, we cool it even more as we head through this coming weekend and into the middle of next week. Take a look at Wednesday. The outlook for Wednesday at the far right of the map there, 80s inland, 65 along the bay, 58 along the coast. Definitely below the norm for July here in the Bay Area. We'll get a full breakdown of the forecast with Evelyn in just a moment. All right, one quick headline to bring you from our national desk this morning. In Massachusetts today, a baby girl who was cut from her mother's womb has been found alive, and police now have a suspect in custody. In fact, you're looking at that suspect. This video coming into the KRON 4 newsroom just this morning. She's expected to be charged with killing the mother today. The victim, Darlene Hayes, was 8 months pregnant when she was killed, and her baby cut from her stomach. Investigators found her body on Monday in a bedroom closet. She was wrapped in some blankets and sheets from a bed. An autopsy found she suffered some head injuries, but the exact cause of death hasn't yet been determined. But that suspect there likely will face murder and kidnapping charges now. All right, 5:24 the time. We're going to be back with more in just a couple of minutes. Some of the top stories are following this morning. Those car fires in San Francisco. When will police make an arrest? We might have some information for you on that. Also, BART talks continue. We've got a deadline looming. The clock is ticking at 11:59 p.m. tonight. BART management says it will likely impose a deal on workers. They're trying to avoid that, but that's one of the resources they have at their disposal. Obama also will be at the White House today, the president, hosting a beer summit. We'll explain that coming up in just a moment. Here's a quick look at some of the Bay Area bridges this morning, give you an idea how the commute's shaping up if you have to head across the water. This is Highway 92, the San Mateo Bridge. We saw it earlier. Traffic still light this morning. No major problems to report as you make your way from Hayward into Foster City. And here's a shot of the Bay Bridge approach. Westbound 80 there, those headlights approaching the toll gates. So far, so good as you're heading through the gates and up the incline and over the span. No reports of any problems out there to slow you down. And one last check here of the Golden Gate Bridge, where the traffic coming in from the North Bay there, those headlights headed down the bridge and into San Francisco, moving without any major problems this morning. And the fog doesn't appear to be a factor as well. It's sitting a little bit higher this morning than it was yesterday. 5:26 the time. We'll be right back.